Hello, I'm Jim Geisey with the Bahai Faith Tradition, and I'm here representing a diversity of faith module from the Global Ties Akron. It's called a Global Education Program. Today I'm going to be speaking on explaining the misconceptions about the Bahai faith. When Baha'is meet us, not Baha'is, when other people meet the Baha'is, because most people have never heard of the Baha'i faith, they also they're told stories about us. They might say, well, you guys believe in global solutions. Well, we don't believe in that. We believe that eventually mankind will unite as one, and in order to have that, there must be a global body formed. And because of that, people get a misunderstanding. They think it's strictly a material and economical program. We're expecting everybody to be socialist in an aspect, that we should all share equally. Well, we don't believe in that totally. We believe that there should be a diversity of incomes, but not like socialism, or more like communism, I guess would be a true representation of that. A lot of the Baha'i concepts are somewhat socialistic in the fact that we believe that mankind is one. We believe that religions are one. That there's only one race, the human race, and that bothers a lot of people, as you probably know. There's an awful lot of racism in our culture and in most cultures. We tend to, because of our basic tradition, we think that is sacred and that it came from God, and in most cases it's not. It has developed over periods of time. And because of those different aspects of marriage, example, how do you get married? How do you have, what's your funeral like? What's your Sabbath like? Where do you worship? Right now, because of the numbers of people, even though there are 6 million Baha'is in the world, there's very few in the United States. There's probably something like, I would guess maybe 4,000. I'm not sure actually the number of Baha'is in the United States. So we're the reputation in the United States is rather small. Indonesia is one of the largest communities of, no, I'm sorry, it's in India. There are more Baha'is in India than anywhere else in the world. Even though there are 6 million people, there's probably like 1.2 million in India. I'm not sure these numbers now. And so a lot of people have not met us. And if they do, they've heard, like I said, the misconceptions. I understand you get married. You encourage interracial relations. What we do. And we think people, they should marry, because there is only one race, the human race. And as far as we don't believe in hell. That bothers a lot of people, because actually the concept of hell came from the Zoroastrian religion, and at some point it was adopted in Christianity, and I'm not sure where, or maybe even I'm not sure about Judaism. I don't know. They may. I'm not sure. I have to say I'm not positive about Judaism. Certainly it was in Christianity. It's also in Islam. So that bothers a lot of people. We believe that there are aspects of religion in religion itself, and even in the holy text, that really are analogies. They're not a true representation, or you can't take them literally. That's the point I'm trying to make. You can't take them literally. And hell is a state of the mind. It's not a place. You don't go down, you don't go up, but you do die, and we believe that you progress in the other afterlife. So that's the salvation in a sense. Not only if you do something very wrong here, you may be Hitler. Maybe there's a chance for him in the next life to possibly get closer to God. But that's, again, it's his choice. Man has free will, and you have that free will in the afterlife as well. We're told that in the afterlife, the closer you are to God, there will be other people like you, and it's almost like being near the light. If the light is too bright, you fall away, and that's like people in hell. They're pretty far away from God, and that's one of the aspects. In a sense, that is hell, but again, it's not a place, and you're not there condemned forever. You're built under the grace of God. You can progress. I think what else it might be, because Islam taught he is the seal of the prophets. They take a lot of Muslims believe that Islam is over. There's no. There will be no other manifestation, or I should say a prophet, that will appear. And likewise, we believe we're living in a new day. That prophetic age is over. And because of that, that's the reason there's some differences there. Will that ever remain? I don't know. It's, so part of it, like all separations, misunderstandings, come from a literal translation of the Holy Writings. And because of that, and your culture, you think it's superior. Most people think their culture is superior. And that's where the diversity comes, and misconceptions come. We believe that we're all, like I said, children of God, and so we don't see that differences. We may get upset by them. Beginning, you don't like the sin, but you like the sinner. That's probably it as far as that. As far as our holy days, we meet every 19 days. Our calendar exists of 19 months, 19 days, which is 361. And to get 365, there are 4 extra days in the calendar. In leap year, there's 5. We call those intercalary days, or intercalary is how they pronounce it here. And those are the extra days. So we still have the same year. Right now, I think we're in the year 173 of the Bahai era. And again, March 21st is our New Year's. Some cultures call it Dalruz, depends on your culture, or New Year's. And again, that'll be the New Year again for us as well, and for a lot of cultures. The Hebrew and the Jews still follow a different calendar totally than ours, as you probably know. And I can't remember, they're like 5,780. I'm not sure the number of years in there. So in that sense, we're different. As the feasts themselves, the feast consists of two portions. The first is the spiritual aspect, where we have the readings of God and the readings of the other religions, because we believe they're all divine. If the person is from that tradition or culturally, they might want to read something from the Bible, for example. They might read something from the Quran, whatever their holy book was in the past. They're familiar with that. I think when you are introduced to a faith as a young child, that becomes your first love. So that book becomes sacred to you, even though you adopt another one. That first one still is on your heartstrings. I can think of it's like a song. I remember "This Little Light of Mine" was one of the first songs I heard in Christianity, and whenever that song, I still want to tear up. That song is still very sacred to me. Mm-hmm. And likewise with some of the traditions from your holy books, that becomes part of your soul, part of your heart, and you want to reestablish that. So people will repeat that if they're from that culture. Normally, we don't invite people to our holy day. They can come, we have other days that they can come to, other celebrations, but because there's 3 traditions of the feast itself, they call it a feast, but it's really in a sense it's not a Sabbath, because it's our feast is a holy day for us. The first is the spiritual laws and the spiritual writings. The second is we kind of get together. We supposedly the Baha'is are supposed to be custodians of their community. We're responsible for any culture, any community that we're in. And we're supposed to help make that a better culture. And hopefully we will try to influence, whether it's the legal body that's there, in some way to promote the wellness of mankind and the health of the community. So in that sense, but often because it's, because it's spiritually based from our tradition, somebody may be offended by what we're suggesting. Just like if we told you to intermarry, well, that would upset a lot of people. But that we would still encourage that in our meetings, in our holy days, our feast meetings. And then a third part is strictly social. We actually have food. You're supposed to at least have drink. You're supposed to be able to have water, as well as some token thing. It could be bread like they have in the churches, but we're supposed to provide that at every celebration. And because of the second part, some people would get upset. So if they're there, we feel they would not be welcome. If they come, we would just skip that and do it a different day. So there's any other misconception? Yeah, sure. A lot of people think it's not of God. Their religion's the only right one, right? At least in Abrahamic traditions. It's not true of many of the others. I'm sure if you've been introduced to Hindu at all, they have a concept of avatars. The world teachers will come. Christian will return at any age. And some of the other religions, that's also true. They're not bound by the original prophet or manifestation, because the next one they're supposed to accept. and he will be sincere, and he will be of God. And because of that, that's the reason there's some diversity and some things which are not amenable to other people. And that's the kind of what I want to teach you about the Baha'i faith, I think. And thank you for attending this module on the diversity of faith module from Gold Ties of Akron, the Global Education Program. Thank you.